One way to improve your overall equipment effectiveness, OEE, is to eliminate what's known as the 6 big losses. The 6 big losses are a very effective way to categorize equipment-based losses: unplanned stops, planned stops, small stops, slow cycles, production rejects, and startup rejects. They are aligned with OEE and provide an excellent target for improvement actions. Today, we'll take a deeper look inside these 6 big losses. Nine. What are the 6 big losses of OEE? OEE means Overall Equipment Effectiveness. It's a measurement widely used as a KPI in Total Productive Maintenance, TPM, strategies, lean manufacturing, and Lean Six Sigma. OEE calculation is the product of availability, performance, and quality. So it answers 3 main questions. How often is a piece of equipment available to work? How well does it work when it's running? How many products does it manufacture per cycle? When you're trying to improve OEE through lean programs, your focus should be on eliminating waste. Specifically, you'll need to tackle losses of OEE that compromise availability, performance, and quality. These are collectively known as the 6 big losses of OEE. Here's how each of them factor in and decrease OEE calculation. Availability, breakdowns, unplanned stops, plus setup and adjustments, planned stops. Performance, idling and minor stops, small stops, plus reduced speed, slow cycles. Quality, defects, production rejects plus reduced yield, startup rejects. Number 8. Equipment failure. Equipment failure accounts for any significant period of time in which equipment is scheduled for production but is not running due to a failure of some sort. A more generalized way to think of equipment failure is as any unplanned stop or downtime. Equipment failure is an availability loss. Examples of common reasons for equipment failure include tooling failure, breakdowns, and unplanned maintenance. From a broader perspective of unplanned stops, other common reasons include lack of operators or materials, being starved by upstream equipment, or being blocked by downstream equipment. There is flexibility on where to set the threshold between equipment failure and availability loss and a minor stop, a performance loss. A good rule of thumb is to set that threshold based on your policy for tracking reasons. For example, your policy might be that any downtime longer than 2 minutes should have a reason associated with it, and thus shall be considered equipment failure. Once you understand what's causing the biggest breakdowns, start working on eliminating the causes. Root cause analysis didn't become one of the most popular tools for continuous improvement by accident. 7. Setup and adjustments. Setup and adjustments accounts for any significant periods of time in which equipment is scheduled for production but is not running due to a changeover or other equipment adjustment. A more generalized way to think of setups and adjustments is as any planned stop. Setup and adjustments is an availability loss. Examples of common reasons for setup and adjustments include setup, changeovers, major adjustments, and tooling adjustments. From the broader perspective of planned stops, other common reasons include cleaning, warm-up time, planned maintenance, and quality inspections. The largest source of setup and adjustment time is typically changeovers, also referred to as make-ready or setup, which can be addressed through the SMED, Single Minute Exchange or Die program. Number 6. Idling and minor stops. Idling and minor stops accounts for time where the equipment stops for a short period of time, typically a minute or 2, with the stop resolved by the operator. Another name for idling and minor stops is small stops. Idling and minor stops is a performance loss. Examples of common reasons for idling and minor stops include misfeeds, material jams, obstructed product flow, incorrect settings, misaligned or blocked sensors, equipment design issues, and periodic quick cleaning. This category usually includes stops that are well under 5 minutes and that do not require maintenance personnel. Number 5. Reduced speed. Reduced speed accounts for time where equipment runs slower than the ideal cycle time, the theoretical fastest possible time to manufacture one part. Another name for reduced speed is slow cycles. Reduced speed is a performance loss. Examples of common reasons for reduced speed include dirty or worn-out equipment, poor lubrication, substandard materials, poor environmental conditions, operator inexperience, startup and shutdown. This category includes anything that keeps the process from running at a theoretical maximum speed, also known as ideal run rate or nameplate capacity, when the manufacturing process is actually running. Number 4. Process defects. Process defects account for defective parts produced during stable, steady-state production. This includes scrap parts as well as parts that can be reworked, since OEE measures quality from a first-pass yield perspective. Process defects are a quality loss. Examples of common reasons for process defects include incorrect equipment settings, operator or equipment handling errors, and lot expiration, such as in pharmaceutical plants. Number 3. Reduced yield. Reduced yield accounts for defective parts produced from startup until stable, steady-state production is reached. This includes scrap parts as well as parts that can be reworked, since OEE measures quality from a first-pass yield perspective. Reduced yield can occur after any equipment startup. However, it is most commonly tracked after changeovers. Reduced yield is a quality loss. Examples of common reasons for reduced yield include suboptimal changeovers, incorrect settings when a new part is run, equipment that needs warm-up cycles, or equipment that inherently creates waste after startup, such as a web press. 2. Using the 6 big losses. Using the 6 big losses framework creates a concrete path to improve your OEE score. Working to reduce availability loss in the form of equipment failures or setups and adjustments protects you against preventable unplanned stops or downtime, as well as minimize any planned stops. Addressing performance loss that results from idling and minor stops as well as reduced speed prevents small stops and slow cycles from accumulating. Finally, minimizing quality loss in the form of process defects and reduced yield reduces the number of unusable parts produced before and during steady-state production. In all, the 6 big losses name and categorize problems that manufacturers face every day. Consistently working within this framework to take action, one loss at a time, will result in a consistently improving OEE score. Number 1. Key insights for 6 big losses. Monitor the constraint. Every manufacturing process has a constraint, which is the fulcrum, i.e., point of leverage, for the entire process. Measure 6 big losses at the constraint and focus your improvement efforts to improve the constraint. This will be the fastest path to improved throughput and profitability. Don't hide loss. Time that can be used for value-added production, such as manufacturing to meet customer need, as opposed to manufacturing for inventory, should be used for value-added production. If it is not, that time should be categorized as a loss. This strict standard drives innovation and improvement. Every loss can be targeted and improved. This is the reason that many companies choose to categorize breaks and meetings as planned stops, and are also very careful to ensure that their ideal cycle times are based on the fastest possible time to manufacture one piece, not standard or budget times. The 6 big losses provide valuable information and insights, but most of their value comes from using that information to drive action. An excellent framework for driving actions is the combination of IDA and structured improvement. IDA transforms information into actions through focused decision-making at all levels of the company: strategic, tactical, and operational. Structured improvement ensures those actions are aligned through all levels of the company. Do let us know in the comments what your company is doing to prevent these 6 big losses. Thanks for watching.